Have you ever had to like shake yourself loose? Shake yourself like from a way of thinking or something that a thought pattern, something that you've just been a way that you've been trained to think or something that you've been taught to believe. And just because something that has been your reality for such a long time is what you've accepted to be true, or what you've accepted to be right, or what you've accepted to be like this is the acceptable thing. That's where I was these past few days. I was just talking to my husband about it this morning, and I was saying how there was a hurricane not coming directly to us, but it was, I guess we were supposed to maybe get some of the outer parts of it. And all the counties surrounding us, the county north of us shut down, the county south of us shut down, but Dade County, no, they made a decision to keep schools open on yesterday. So I hear everybody talking about it and people on social media saying this and saying that, and I was a little bit frustrated about it too, a little annoyed, because even my children's school was closed yesterday, but my husband and I still had to go to work. And I found myself getting a little frustrated, and I was like, you know, why didn't they close schools yesterday? And I found myself looking at the internet and trying to see, are they gonna close? And then I had to like shake myself and say, Tamaya, the fact that you are looking online or trying to see if somebody is making a decision to shut down school so you can have a day off, even that is wrong thinking. And I say that because I'm at a place now, and if you've listened to some of my previous videos, you know that I'm at a place where I feel like I am I'm ready to I am ready, but I also know that it's a time and a season for me to switch gears in my life. Me and my husband, we know that, and we've accepted that. And the fact that I'm like looking for somebody to give me a day off is wrong thinking, because technically I'm in charge of my life. Like, no person should be able to say, yeah, you get to take a day off, or no, you can't take a day off. Technically, I'm supposed to be the one in charge of my life, in charge of my time. Like, my time is supposed to be mine. So I told myself to keep working, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, so that you control your own time and you give yourself a day off when you feel like you need a day off. And my husband was like, well, even if, we were working our own business, we still would have to serve our customers. And I said, you're right, but those are our customers, and we will be still happy to serve our customers. But the point I'm trying to make is, that's a person who puts on their pants just like we do. And I shouldn't be, I feel like, and this might come off a little prideful to some of you, and I apologize if it does, but I feel like I shouldn't have to be looking for anyone to give me a day off, because my time is supposed to be mine. I'm supposed to own it, and I'm supposed to be creating my own life, serving my own people. And I'm saying all that to say that sometimes we're conditioned to, being in worker land, because I don't know about you, but I didn't grow up with anyone telling me, start your own business. It was pretty much go to school, get an education, go to college so you could get a good job. Like, no one around me was telling me, start your own business. What are you good at? What can you do? Those conversations weren't happening. So I just fell into the rhythm of, doing what most people are taught to do. But over the past few years, we've just been listening to different people and just learning new things and learning new ideas. And what I've come to realize is that God has put something special on the inside of all of us. And what Myron calls it is, it's just me-itis. You feel like, this is just something I know how to do. But he's put something on the inside of us. Like, there is something that you are good at. There is something that you know how to do. There is something that people may call you to help them with, or people may call you to ask you questions about this thing, or they don't know how to do it. Those may be clues as to what something you're good at, something that you can do. So what I encourage you to do is start writing things down. Even if you aren't a person that writes, even if you aren't a person that journals, start just looking at what gifts, what talents, what skills do you have inside of you. What are some things that you know how to do? How can you use what you already have to serve people? How can you serve them? How can you teach them? What can you teach them? What can you show them how to do? What's a problem that you see around you that needs to be solved, and you feel like maybe you have an answer, maybe you have a solution for these people, for this group of people? Just start thinking about these things. And I also look at, just when I'm driving down the street, or when I'm wherever you are, you look at all the businesses that you pass. Some of them are restaurants, some are stores, some are retail, some are construction things, some are building. Like, it's so many different things. And I think about, I'm like, all of these businesses exist because somebody had an idea. Somebody had an idea, and somebody was willing to take a risk and say, hey, I'm going to start my own business, or I'm going to try this thing and see if it works. Like, somebody had to have an idea. So that's kind of where I am in my thinking right now. And what also kind of but kind of pushed me along the way, even in this thought process, is there was a lady that came to our church. It was last August. I think it was August of 2023. Her name is Dr. Marlene McMillan. She visited, and she was just, speaking about her life, her and her husband, how they ran their family, their business, and how they homeschool their children and things like that. And I know some of you all, when you hear the word homeschool, you're like, what? Huh? Yeah, but she explained how, they had a business, a family business that they ran at home, and how the children were incorporated, like the children were a part of the business. And they homeschooled the children. The part of their day was they did their work or whatsoever it was, and the other part was they helped run the family business. And I was like, man, wow, that's awesome. And I would hear my husband say things, and I always tell him, like, he's always like light years ahead of me. Like, years ago, he would come home from work and say, babe, we got to get out of the classroom, we got to get out. And it's like, I would hear him, but I couldn't really perceive what he meant, because in my mind, I was like, in the back of my brain, I was like, well, what are we gonna do? Because we were teachers, and in my mind, I felt like that's all we were. That's what we know how to do. So he was light years ahead of me with that. Another thing he was light years ahead of me with, he would say stuff like, babe, he would say, like, this math is not adding up. He was like, we leave our children in the morning, we take them to school. They're away from us from 7 to 8 hours a day. We pick them up, they have a few hours with us in the afternoon, in the evening, to do homework, have dinner, and have a little time with them, and then they go to bed. And then the next day is right back, they go right back to school to be around other children, other adults. And thank God we're able to send them, to a Christian school where we are comfortable with the adults that they are around, because everybody has different ideas. I'll say that. everybody has different ideas, and sometimes when you take your children to school, you don't know what they're being exposed to. You don't know what adults that you trust, you don't know what they're talking about, what they're teaching to them, what ideas they're depositing into your children. So that's a whole nother topic. But you know, he would just say stuff like, babe, this math does not work. This math is not adding up. Our children are going away from us for so many hours a day, and we only have this much time with them. And I was like, yeah, it's true. And it just, the more and more we think about it and talk about it, like, it just doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. And I know what I'm saying is against the grain, and it's against what we're all programmed to do. We're all programmed to take our children to school and we go to work. But the more and more we do it, it's getting harder and harder to do. And it just feels more and more like this is not it. Like this can't be it. So that's just me being transparent, sharing my thoughts. Conversation I had this morning with my husband, conversation I had with myself on yesterday. So I encourage you, just take a look at yourself. I'm sure you know whatever's popping into your head right away, whatever's coming to you first, or whatever's coming to you quickly is probably your thing, what you're good at, what you're talented at. And think about who you can serve, because a business is a business, but really a business is about serving. So you think about who is it that you can serve. All right. Have a wonderful day. I thank you for tuning in. I hope this video blessed you in some way. And if you know someone that would benefit from watching it, by all means, please share. Thanks for tuning in to Maya's